All right, district breakdown time, and we welcome back our insider, Professor Diggs. I know you guys missed him for the couple of months that he wasn't on our screens, but he's back, and he's ready to analyze 4 months ahead of time the new classifications, and we're going to start with 4A. First of all, in DFW, boy, we want to get our licks back on China Spring. They kind of went through DFW through the playoffs. They hit all our solid teams. They were like Lake Worth and of course, they got Anna's magical run. They ended that. Then the Fog Bowl took out Decatur. Talk about what we should expect out of 4A Division One.
When we talk about 4A Division One, it's going to be, I think, a lot more of the same, and that's a problem with a lot of the smaller school things, because I think with pretty reasonable certainty, we can almost start penciling in regional finalists just based on who's got what coming back. And the way the lifespan of these district breakdowns work, I just want to kind of give our audience. We're taping this in March, so as far as that goes, there's going to be a lot of our diehard listeners who are going to be consuming it when it comes out. But I bet in June and July it's going to have the second, the renaissance of this. So I just want to let everybody know, if they're hearing this, we are taping this a little bit further back to give content to get you ready through August. We're going to march this on down. Coaching changes are obviously going to be a big deal. And, when you got some really good, talented coaches' kids at key positions, that can really change the calculus a lot. A lot of last-minute transfers. Anna really benefited from that last year with their quarterback transferring in and kind of completely changing that program's trajectory. But China Spring, when they win the state first of all, I consider China Spring a DFW school, Ward, so you're already starting me out on a bad note, Ward, just completely disregarding my definition of DFW, because certainly Alvarado and Waxahachie Life you would consider a part of our family. So Stephenville, La Vega, China Spring, just a fantastic district. But I mean, when you got your quarterback coming back from a state championship team, when it comes to China Spring, they're going to have a bullseye painted right on them. And it's very weird, because I think some of our best teams in DFW Division One, for a Division One, you got District 4 and you got District 5 that are going to have some of your good teams, but they're completely different regions. And District 4, when you come with Decatur and Wichita Falls, and Decatur really made a big run last year, and I think that they're going to be pretty good coming back into this year. They've got a really favorable view going to the state semifinals. Whoever wins that Decatur Wichita Falls game, and Wichita Falls, I know you keep up with this award. I know you love your trips to Wichita Falls when it comes to basketball and regional tournaments and whatnot. But this is like our last year of the Wichita Falls family, with Hershey, Ryder, and which Old High morphing into two high schools. So things are going to change in the landscape of the Wichita Falls schools very shortly. And I think that we're going to see like the final, the Undertaker rising up one last time out of the catacombs. So I think, watch out for that Decatur Wichita Falls game. Keo caught it, hashtag Keo caught it, if you'd like a very obscure reference in that Decatur Wichita Falls game, a very controversial play to end that game, where a player should have caught it. They should have got the touchdown. Wichita Falls should have probably won that game. So I think you're going to have a little bit of a built-in rivalry for 4A. I think a lot of questions on the bottom side: Burke Burnett, Springtown, and Mineral Wells. Which of those teams are going to rise, and which of those teams are going to get better? Springtown has been that team the last couple of years that's made a run to 3 or 4 deep. I watched a regional final in 2021 with Springtown and Wichita Falls Hershey in the regional final. So Springtown is just a porcupine away from being back into the regional final race. And then a very exciting, matchup. I think a lot of people consider it an upset last year when Lake Worth beat Kennedale in 6-4A Division One, and I think Lake Worth might be the favorites to come back and do it again. Kennedale was very senior heavy, and Lake Worth is bringing back a lot of people. Dante Reese is a very talented quarterback going to be coming back, and I just got to give a shout out to my guys at Carter Riverside. They won. I think they were 5-5 last year. And this is like Carter Riverside, a team that, had historically bad losing streaks. So my guy, Coach Murray out there, he's doing great things with Carter Riverside. Again, they're not going to be in the calculus for a district title, but that's a team to keep watching. I love watching those middle tier teams, Ward. And Carter Riverside, I think, is going to be right there with Dunbar, Eastern Hills, and Western Hills for that second tier. But you want a real dark horse, Ward? So I
Mhm.
know you love dark horses.
I do like
Talk
the
about
darkest.
Carter. Let's talk about Carter. I
Okay.
think Carter might be backward. I think Carter might be that kind of a team. I mean, Caden Landry last year, all state honors, coming back. Salina graduated pretty heavy. This might be the return of Carter. I know your world is better. Those highlights, those Carter donors bring those advertisers in. You get those big dollars when Carter is doing well. And I think this year, Carter Salina kind of put them 1-2. I don't think you have Salina and everybody else now. I think you got Salina and Carter and everybody else. And Panther Creek is bringing everybody back. So I think at the top of that district could be very, very fun to watch. But Anna, I don't think Anna, this is going to make some people mad in Collin County. And they love me in Collin County, but they're not going to love this. I don't know if Anna's got the perpetuity to continue their run from last year. They graduated very heavy. They got a couple of really nice players, Jacob Emmers. We saw him on one of our plays of the year, coming back into that Aubrey Anna game, and CJ Miller is also a player coming back. But Kaufman has been right there, and I don't know if Anna is going to be able to continue that. You saw them a couple of times last year, Ward, at least through through your editing and whatnot. Do you think Anna has the ability, the youth, to continue that strength?
They need a guy to get him the ball. Who's that quarterback going to be now that Bullock's going? I mean, they took out the Salina twice. They had that crazy miracle play against Aubrey, and they made a beautiful run. But if they don't have a that was all brought on by the quarterback. So whoever they got putting behind the center there might be the tail of whether they can come back and not just have another undefeated season, but be able to get through the regular season and get a higher seed in the playoffs.
The Division One is going to be fun, but I think it's going to be a lot of the usual suspects. And a lot of our questions are going to be: can Lake Worth continue? Can Kennedale get back up, regain their district, their king of the throne? Carter is going to be a fun dark horse to watch. Panther Creek is going to be that fun dark horse to watch. And it's going to be fun. But Division Two, Ward, probably one of the most heartbreaking games. And our guy Neil Beasley had it on the camera. That Glen Rose Carthage game, was just an absolute heartbreaker. And then Carthage just goes through and destroys in the state championship, as they often do. I don't know if we're going to see Carthage back at the Star anytime soon. I mean,
Yeah.
that Coach Surratt, that is the house of horrors. But Glen Rose has a lot coming back in 4A Division Two, and I think, especially in Region One, because that District 4, it means that they're going to be in Region One. I think they're going to be a heavy favorite. They got Kelton Raymond coming back and Camden Raymond. You got those Raymond kids in there, big kids, and I think they're going to have a lot to say about that. But Ward 4A, watch out for Ferris and Godley. Both of those teams have a little bit of steam. And very much like Anna, we talked about, are they going to have that engine to keep going? I'm a little bit worried about Aubrey. Aubrey's been one of those teams that has been right there. We talked about that Aubrey Anna game. I think it's going to live on in lore for a little bit. Aubrey, with the way this district is set up, I think is very well positioned to do well. They got LeBron Bell coming back, as well as Randall Zostek and Xavier McCoy. So they got some youth that are going to come contribute. But I really wonder if they're going to be able to make a run, because when you look at it in a region sense, 7-4A, 8-4A. You got Carthage, Gilmer, Pleasant Grove, and Center all at the bottom part of that district, waiting to pick off those top part of that district. And a player to keep an eye on in District 6-4A, and I know this is a player who's near and dear to your heart. How about Byron Eaton Jr.? I think he can help bring Lincoln back into that fold for the district championship in their district as well.
That would be something else to see that name come back up 20 years later, 25 years later. That's awesome. We're going to talk 3A in the next. We're actually doing 3 little segments here, and we're going to do 3A next. So make sure you check for that. I appreciate you coming on with this, Diggsy.
Love some 4A talk. Thanks for giving us 10 full minutes on it, Wizzy.